Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I want to get a double tea.
Yeah, what size?
Let me have a medium size.
Tea double, okay.
Yeah. And on the side, I want you to put 16 packets of sugar in a little bag for me, because I take a lot of sugar.
16 sugar in the bag?
16 little packets of sugar in a bag on the side.
Yeah, anything else?
That'll do it.
All right. Drive through.
Thank you.
$2, hon.
Well, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, I went down to Tim Hortons. Got Tim Hortons behind me here in the background. And it's a typical day here in New England. I don't know if you guys get an idea. Let me turn the camera around. Let me show you what it's like out. Turn the camera around. And there's my windshield. See, it's all wet. And it's just about freezing out. Just slightly above freezing. You know? Really cold day. Like cold, it's like bone, it kind of goes into your bones sort of a thing, you know? And like a hot cup of tea. Welcome to the show. Listen, guys. I'm glad to have you guys here. Now, you know what? I put about 16 sugars in here, in my tea. I got the sugar up. I mean, I got it up like to here. And you can't even get a spoon in it. So anyway. It's so cold out, I got my bones chilled a little bit. This is typical New England. This is a lovely day in New England. My grandfather once come up here to New England from Florida, you know. And it was about day like today, you know. It was cold and damp and windy and everything. And he was staying in a little hotel down in the shore. And a young fella come up to him and said, "Isn't it a lovely day?" My grandfather looked at him like this. And he said, yeah, you get 3 months of winter and 9 months of bad weather or something like that, you know. And the young fellow's mouth dropped open. He was like, what? You know, I said, he said it was a lovely day. You know, I got thinking about something this morning. I was reading the news, you know, and it talked about quid pro quo. You know, and I never really heard that before, you know. Is that the same thing as we used to have in caveman days? You know, when they used to, the husband used to go out and from the cave, and he said to the wife, he says, "Listen, I'll go out and I'll hunt the animals down, you know, and I'll bring them back, and you cook them." Is that the same thing as that? I don't know. But one of the things I noticed about quid pro quo is it's awful hard to say. It's a tongue twister. Quid pro quo, 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 quid pro quo. It's very difficult to say. Anyway, Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin doing? What is Bitcoin doing? You know, it's drifting along just like gold and silver right now. And you know, it started to actually follow gold and silver, following it around. So when gold and silver starts to drop and decline a little bit, Bitcoin starts to decline a little bit, and gold and silver goes up. This shows that it's actually becoming a store of value. It's making that transition, and it's been making that transition since the last time it hit its big high, you know, at $20,000. It started making a transition now over to being a store of value. And one of the reasons why is you got so many people out there that are HODLing it. And they're not going to go away. So when you hear these guys out there saying, oh, Bitcoin is going to go down to 1,000. Those HODL are army out there. If Bitcoin even drops below 7,000, they're going to come in there and they're going to load back up the truck. And you know there's only 20 million Bitcoins to go around for everyone in the world. Meanwhile, we got all these other countries where Bitcoin is starting to make inroads into and people are actually starting to use it. the unbanked of the earth, they can suck them all up for themselves. They don't need us, you know. Meanwhile, once the price starts to drop, all of us HODLers, we just close up like a clam. Just like a clamshell, you know. We're not going to give them away. We know the potential. We know the ultimate result in the end of all this. The lower Bitcoin goes right now, as it drifts lower, it only means it's going to go higher on the other end. It's like a rubber ball, you know. The harder you slam a rubber ball down into the ground, the higher it's going to bounce on the other end. Everybody knows that. So, you know, you guys out there that are HODL, and some of you get a little bit discouraged, you know, because it's been quite a while since the drop-off, 20,000, down to where it is now. You know, and you've been waiting a while. You got to be patient, guys. You got to be patient. It'll get there in the end. But anyway, this New England weather. If you're not really used to it, you know, it can kind of get you down a little bit, because every storm that tracks in from the Pacific makes its way up over the jet stream and comes right up over New England. Every storm that you get down in the Gulf of Mexico and in the Atlantic, they all work their way over to the jet stream too and come right up over New England. And so it's like this. In the wintertime here, we get a storm every 3 days on a regular basis. You need to take that into account, you know. But anyway, this is a nice little place for the kids to come up in the summertime, and they get a little golf putting range up there, you know, and they've got this giant mammoth. Let me show you guys. Let me get the camera pointed the right way. I don't know if you can see him. See him up there? You know, he's life size. Maybe I'll zoom in. Let me try to zoom in. Give me a second here. I'm not too used to get it in the viewfinder here. Yeah, try zooming in. How do you work this thing? Sure, this is the button. Ah, there we go. Let's just blur it. Ah, there. You see it? Well, let me get it in focus. It's life size. It's a life-size giant mammoth up there on the hill. Anyway, listen. Thank you guys for listening. Catch you guys in the very next episode. And wherever you're at in the world, you know, just relax. Leave your Bitcoin in your wallet. Don't worry about how low it goes. It'll go down. It's going to come back up. And when it comes back up, this next rally is going to be a big one, guys, because it's going to be driven by all of this malinvestment in the system. I was listening to this one guy in there this morning, and he was talking about how pension investment funds are investing in the stupidest things you could possibly imagine. Honest to gosh, you know? And some of these things are going to go down spectacularly on the same time the Bitcoin's going to start to go up. And you know what they're going to do is they're going to switch over investments, because they need yield. They're going to stop investing in Italian bonds. They're going to stop investing in WeWork. They're going to stop investing in subprime autos, you know? And all of a sudden, they're going to switch over to cryptocurrencies. It's going to be a mass exodus of all these pension funds, and all this investment's going to come in. It's going to be amazing. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.